Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Bachelor in Paradise made another significant change for season 10. They tossed a large financial incentive into the mix, and fans believe it brought out the monster in two participants. Continue reading for more. Bachelor in Paradise was designed to be a place where rejected contestants from past seasons might have another chance at love. However, season 10 moved away from that to pose the ultimate question: are you here for money or love? Gary Livingston and Leslie Fima were the first couple eliminated under the new format. The three couples with the lowest scores during the challenges finish in the bottom three, and one of them is eliminated. The final couple standing will get a $500,000 cash prize. The new structure is similar to the Bachelor Pad offshoot, which ran for 3 seasons. Fans of Bachelor Nation have long wondered if competitors were on the show for the right reasons or for the sake of fame. Now they're wondering if the Bachelor in Paradise ties are genuine or just a ruse to win $500,000. One fan singled out 2 season 10 participants who they believe are really there for greed, not love. The $500,000 has brought out the worst in far too many of the guys, especially Jeremy and Brian, a fan said. Jeremy Simon was a fan favorite on Jen Tran's Bachelorette season. However, many people are turned off by his lies to Bailey Brown. Fans believe Jeremy is luring Bailey along while still carrying a candle for Susie Evans. But, according to Jeremy, the producers are twisting his remarks. He took to Instagram to complain about the horrible edit he's getting on the show. If you're going to shamelessly put words from other discussions into my interviews to make it appear as if I'm saying something I didn't say, please make it cleaner and less evident, he wrote. He is not the first competitor on the show to complain that the producers changed their words. Mari Pepin, the season 7 Bachelor in Paradise star, accused the producers of distorting her words. To create drama, editors combine words from one conversation with those from another. Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 had already been the talk of Bachelor Nation before the first episode even aired. The decision to film in Costa Rica instead of the familiar Playa Escondida in Sayulita, Mexico, had raised eyebrows. The addition of Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette alums mixing with the younger contestants had been a major shake-up. But the biggest curveball came in the form of a massive, glittering temptation, a $500,000 prize for the winning couple. In a franchise that had always insisted it was about finding love, even if fans had long suspected otherwise, the blatant injection of a financial incentive fundamentally altered the tone of the show. The beach wasn't just a place for romance anymore. It was now a competitive arena, where every flirtation, every alliance, and every confession was tangled up with the question: are you here for love, or for the money? Producers claimed the change was meant to test relationships under new pressures and bring back the excitement of earlier competitive spin-offs, a not-so-subtle nod to the short-lived Bachelor Pad, which had blended romance and gameplay before fading after 3 seasons. But for longtime fans, it felt like the thin veil separating this franchise from pure reality game television had finally been ripped away. In Paradise, stakes had always been emotional, now they were also financial. Viewers at home didn't need much convincing that the prize money would influence behavior. As one fan tweeted during the premiere, you throw $500,000 at people who've already quit their day jobs to be reality stars, and you're gonna see some humanity's worst instincts on display. It didn't take long for that prophecy to come true. The new format introduced competitive challenges, some silly, some grueling, designed to measure compatibility, but which more often than not measured how well contestants could scheme, manipulate, and perform under pressure. The 3 lowest scoring couples after each round would be put in the bottom 3 danger zone, with one couple sent home. The couple left standing at the end would walk away with the cash. Gary Livingston and Leslie Fima, 2 Golden Bachelor alums who had entered Paradise to much fanfare, were the first casualties of this system. After struggling in a challenge that required synchronized paddle boarding, they landed in the bottom 3 and were ultimately eliminated. Fans were divided on whether it was fair for Gary and Leslie to be the first to go. Some argued that they had been doomed from the start in a format that favored younger, more physically agile contestants. Others claimed their lack of screen time and chemistry in earlier episodes had sealed their fate. Whatever the reason, their early departure sent a clear message: this wasn't going to be a slow, meandering summer of love. Every week, people would be sent packing, sometimes for failing to win challenges, sometimes for failing to play the social game correctly. But the most heated fan discourse didn't revolve around Gary and Leslie's loss. Instead, attention quickly turned to two men who had been standouts in their original seasons, Jeremy Simon and Brian Whitaker. Jeremy, who'd been on Jen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, had entered Paradise with a devoted fanbase who saw him as a charming, sincere, and slightly awkward romantic. Brian, from Charity Lawson's season, had been less polarizing but was known for his competitive streak and smooth talking. On paper, they were strong contenders for the $500,000, both socially savvy and attractive enough to attract attention from multiple women on the beach. But as the weeks went on, viewers began to suspect that their motives leaned heavily toward the money, and that they were willing to manipulate their relationships to get it. Jeremy's situation was particularly messy. From day one, he'd formed a connection with Bailey Brown, the bubbly runner-up from Joey Graziode's Bachelor season. Bailey had been open about wanting a genuine connection, and Jeremy seemed to reciprocate. They went on a romantic horseback riding date during week 1, shared late-night swims, and were regularly caught on camera holding hands during downtime. But there was a glaring problem: Jeremy still seemed hung up on Susie Evans, who had briefly been in Paradise earlier in the season before leaving after a tense situation with Justin Glaze. Viewers picked up on subtle signs, moments when Jeremy's smile seemed to fade if Susie's name came up, or when he seemed distracted during conversations with Bailey. Then came the bombshell. Producers aired a clip of Jeremy telling a fellow contestant that if Susie came back, he'd have some decisions to make. This immediately set off alarm bells for fans, who began flooding social media with accusations that Jeremy was stringing Bailey along for the sake of keeping a strong partner in the competition until something better came along. Jeremy, for his part, insisted that what viewers were seeing was a result of heavy-handed editing. After episode 5 aired, he posted a series of Instagram stories addressing what he called a blatant misrepresentation of my words and intentions. In one slide, he wrote, "If you're going to shamelessly put words from other discussions into my interviews to make it appear as if I'm saying something I didn't say, please at least make it cleaner and less obvious." In another, he reminded fans that reality TV is not reality, it's a storyline crafted to get reactions. His defensiveness mirrored that of previous contestants who had accused the show's producers of the editing technique of stitching together different pieces of dialogue to create a sentence that was never actually spoken. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe my channel and do not miss any update.